Hello everyone, it's good to see you all again and to again discuss some of these really great products of Neolife that we have and looking at targeted solutions to particular areas, and you'll see a little bit later why it's really important and why we've linked heart and bone health together. One of the main reasons is that to focus on this is that two of the most important and critical areas of long-term wellness and to remain healthy are cardiovascular issues and also bone issues. Cardiovascular disease is one of the leading causes of death globally that affects millions of adults across all age groups around the world. And then bone-related conditions also, things like the osteoporosis particularly, are things that affect 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men over the age of 50, and it becomes a really determining factor in terms of your long-term health and wellness as you get older, because having brittle bones, you can imagine becoming also a little bit unstable on your feet, and very often just small falls can cause major problems like you break your hip, and that can in actual fact at certain ages become life-threatening. So looking at these two areas together, you can understand are really important to look at overall wellness and health right through our lives. So when we look at the heart health solutions, just an overview of what we're going to look at is we're going to look at antioxidants in the area of carotenoids, and then omega-3. And antioxidants are those things which generally work against aging. And you'll see with the omega-3, you also have the anti-inflammatory effects as well, which are both important for bones and for cardiovascular system. And then when you look at the core support, it's things like CoQ10, which are vital for our mitochondrial health. And the mitochondria, as you well know, are the energy producers in our body, and without the mitochondria we effectively don't have life. So our mitochondria are incredibly important, and as we get older and older we produce less and less, and we've got to make sure, like using things like TREANN as well, which also helps to keep the mitochondria healthy. And then we look at lipotropic adjunct, and this is something that I use a lot in my health coaching, where people come to me and, obviously we look at the nutrition. So in conjunction with improving nutrition, we use lipotropic adjunct, and we can in actual fact avoid having to use things like statins and so on. And I found with my own experience, where I have a couple that that I coached, and somebody who couldn't get his cholesterol down for many years, and within 3 months using lipotropic as well as adjusting his nutrition, we brought it down from where he couldn't get it below 7 to down to around 5. So it made a huge difference, and by practice I found it to be incredibly effective. Another one that you can use also, which supports this whole cholesterol management, is the all-natural fiber, where you get soluble and insoluble fiber. And then a key additional benefit to that is it's also really good for gut health and keeping your gut in good condition. And then the last of the ones that we're going to look at is our vitamin E. And natural vitamin E helps protect the blood vessels and the integrity of the vascular system, so that your elasticity and just the health of your blood vessels are maintained. So there's a combination of things which can be used to ensure that we keep our cardiovascular health as good as possible. So let's look at the first one then, this carotenoid complex, which is one of our powerful antioxidants, and this combination of all the different fruits and vegetables. And you can eat all the colorful fruits and vegetables, which is where showing you're getting the carotenoids. And this carotenoid complex is a very powerful blend of natural carotenoids, including beta-carotene relating to vitamin A, lycopene and lutein, and all of those things are in fact also really good for eye health. So some of the facts about it is a broad spectrum carotenoid from natural plant and fruit sources. It supports cardiovascular at the cellular level, and it also helps neutralize free radicals, which is the antioxidant impact that it has. And another great benefit to it, it also helps increasing your immunity and keeping your immune function good. Think about just looking at, when should you take it, and it's better to take it with meals simply because you will get better absorption. It contains fat-soluble nutrients, and those are best absorbed when you're actually having a meal or you're having something to eat. So a good guide to give people is just take it with a meal. And then we look at the omega-3, which both for joint or bone health as well as heart health is really important, because it contains, in our omega-3, Neolife omega-3 contains of the best and the widest range of the omega-3 capsules that you'll get, and you can be sure that your product is really fresh. It is not rancid, just in terms of the way it's produced as well, and also from a purity perspective. They go through huge work to make sure that it is free of contaminants and that it is pure, the source that they get it from. It also helps as far as triglycerides are concerned, and that comes into the cholesterol picture. You need to have not only looking at the high density and low density lipoproteins, but also the triglycerides, which is literally like the transport system of the cholesterol. And as we've discussed, with cholesterol, the issue is not really the cholesterol, having high cholesterol. It's the balance of all of those components, and then also making sure that you are not having a high sugar or carb diet, because that's where the damage comes. The damage with the cholesterol comes in fact, with the inflammation in the cardiovascular system, and the cholesterol goes there. It's effectively the fireman putting out the fire. It's not the cholesterol that's a problem, it's the diet and what damage that is doing to your blood vessels. And that's where also the anti-inflammatory side of it comes in. That omega-3 is anti-inflammatory, and it helps also keep your blood vessels and your heart healthy. Another, again, guideline in terms of when you should take it with meals for optimal absorption. This again is a fat-soluble product, so will generally be better absorbed when you're having a meal. So good to just mention that to people, is to take it with a meal. And then looking at CoQ10, and this is the heart energy support. This is a product and an ingredient which plays a vital role in the mitochondrial energy production. And mitochondria are basically your energy engine in your body and for all functions within your body, so absolutely vital. And in fact, in Japan, they very often, well, they will always with a statin, and in fact very often just for heart health, they will prescribe CoQ10 for patients. So it's recognized there for its high value, and it's something that we should also do here, particularly if people are using statins. They need to be taking CoQ10, because the statins are depleting your CoQ10 and preventing that, so you need to make sure that it's supplemented. But just in terms of the mitochondrial system, we need CoQ10, and it's really important for our cardiovascular system. It supports the healthy blood pressure and also heart function from an energy perspective. It's essential for this, and this is where the energy comes from. It helps produce the ATP, which is your energy production in your body. It's also a powerful antioxidant, and that helps to protect your vascular tissue. The form that it comes in is this ubiquinol, which provides better support than ubiquinone. It's just so it's formulated in such a way that it is better absorbed, and also this is recommended to take with a meal containing healthy fats, where it will generally be better absorbed. And the thing to remember about CoQ10 is that as we get older, our CoQ10 levels naturally decline. And also, as I said, with statin use, we need to make sure that we're using something like this to ensure that we have that energy production for our heart and other organs and activities and functions within our body. When we look at lipotropic adjunct, and as I said, this one supports the fat metabolism and the general cardiovascular health. Lipotropic adjunct contains a number of ingredients which, including B vitamins, which also work has a relation to the folate and folic acid, which is an important thing to keep a balance of. It promotes healthy lipid metabolism and also liver function at the end of the day. It helps manage our cholesterol levels. And as I said, as I found, using this in conjunction with a proper nutrition and diet, we can manage the cholesterol levels perfectly. So you can in actual fact do it. It just does obviously take some kind of discipline, but you can do it, and I've proven it in my own health coaching with people that I've worked with. And the lipotropic adjunct also works synergistically with the omega-3 and the all-natural fiber. The three together are all incredibly good in terms of your cardiovascular health, working together to keep your cholesterol levels low. So it's also, as I say, an amazing combination that you can use to help people to ensure good heart and cardiovascular health throughout their lives. Vital products. All natural fiber. We've mentioned a little bit about this previously, but it's basically a blend of soluble and insoluble dietary fiber coming from natural plant sources that is, again, good for your gut health, but it's also good to help keep your cholesterol under control. Soluble fiber actually binds to cholesterol in the digestive tract, so it helps reduce the bad type, the low density lipoprotein cholesterol levels, and effectively supports your overall cardiovascular health at the end of the day. It's a great thing to use to help keep your lipid profile where it should be. Some of the other important things, it complements the omega-3 and the lipotropic adjunct. So the three of them working together, you get a synergy and probably your best effect that you can get in terms of managing cholesterol and cardiovascular health. And long term, even for reducing the incidence of strokes and so on, the anti-inflammatory effect of omega-3 is just it's been found to be incredibly valuable for that. Then when we look at vitamin E as the last one, just to add on here, and this is also, it's one of your fat-soluble vitamins. It is an antioxidant and a very good one at that, helping protect your blood vessels again, and supports your cardiovascular health. We have the natural forms here, which are natural D-alpha tocopherol, plus a whole lot of the mixed tocopherol. So you've got a full broad spectrum antioxidant protection coming from this particular vitamin E that Neolife produces. It helps protect the whole vascular system and reduces the oxidative damage or that aging to the arterial walls. So again, that's really important for maintaining blood pressure, to keep the integrity of the actual blood vessels. That's what determines a lot of what happens as far as our blood pressure is concerned. As an antioxidant, it neutralizes the free radicals, which is the antioxidant effect that it has, and that contributes to reducing the low density lipoprotein oxidation and the damage of that, and that's a key factor in cardiovascular risk. So this is a natural versus a synthetic vitamin E. All of our products are natural, and it makes it, again, as we say with all of our products, more bioavailable. So it's better used by the body and better able for the body is better able to in fact use it and absorb it as well, so that it becomes effective. It's not just something that passes through your digestive tract. It's absorbed and used where it needs to be. This should also ideally be taken with with a fatty meal or with a meal, because that just in itself will improve the actual absorption. So then we move on to the bone health solutions and what Neolife has. The products that we're going to particularly look at here will be this chelated CalMag with vitamin D, the magnesium complex, which also promotes bone metabolism and also is involved in, as far as neuromuscular health is concerned, it's also involved in muscular contraction. So it is a number of different things that it's important to as far as our overall health is concerned. And in this product Full Motion, one which I in fact use on an ongoing basis, and then I take a break and I come back to it, and the product that, you know, in combination also with things like Omega are brilliant, because the Full Motion, you know, targets the joint flexibility and bone mobility, and as we'll discuss when we look at the particular product, the different ingredients in it, the various areas that are really important to promoting joint health. And you know, you can understand if you have inflamed, sore joints, your movement is difficult and life becomes difficult. It's really an important part in terms of our wellness to make sure that our joints and our whole skeletal system is healthy. And then we look at the vegan D and omega-3 together, and how these this vegan or plant-based vitamin D you know, works in terms of supporting bone density, and in conjunction with the anti-inflammatory effects and benefits of the omega-3. So if we look at then the first of these, as I said, the chelated CalMag with vitamin D, this ensures that we get optimal absorption of both calcium and magnesium, where there's a balance which is important for healthy bones. And the chelated CalMag with the vitamin D makes sure that these key minerals actually get, first of all, in a chelated form, better absorbed. They bound to amino acids for better absorption, and they become more easily available to our body to make use of. And then the vitamin D, the important part of vitamin D here, and it does have a lower content of vitamin D than a lot of the commercially available high-level vitamin Ds, but that's because this is really working synergistically to enhance calcium absorption, because that's what you want, to try and get it to the bones. The other important thing is when you start using very high doses of vitamin D, you should also be using vitamin K, which we don't have, but it's a product which should, if you're using high doses, simply to make sure that your calcium is not being, you know, it's not being deposited too much in the blood, because that in itself can also cause a problem, and you need to keep a balance when it comes to that. So the vitamin D here is to help make sure that the calcium gets to the bones where it's needed, and the magnesium not only supports the bone matrix, but it also regulates the calcium metabolism, and magnesium is also very important for muscle contraction as well. The chelated minerals provide, again, as I say, maximum bioavailability, so our body can absorb it, can use it properly, and the vitamin D3 helps enhance the calcium absorption into the bone where it needs to be used. So this supports the bone density and ensuring that our skeletal system remains strong. And as I've said as well, as far as neuromuscular functions and relaxation, and something that I find with the magnesium anyway is something that when we have the magnesium product, which is in actual fact really good, not only for when you have cramping and so on, but also to help people have a better sleep at the end of the day. It really works well for that. I use it a lot, and personally I use it, and I also promote it for that use as well. So then the magnesium complex, and this really provides a multiple form or blend of magnesium that's better or more bioavailable to our system, and these support the bone strength, muscle function, and the overall neuromuscular system. And the types of magnesium, and one of the most important, whenever you're looking for a magnesium, if you're going to look for one particular one, make sure you get a magnesium glycinate. But here the combination of magnesium citrate, glycinate, and the malate provide better absorption and can be better used by our body at the end of the day. So that's for optimal magnesium intake, is to use this combination of these three forms of magnesium. For bone metabolism, magnesium plays a critical role in mineralization and helps regulate also the calcium transport to the bone tissue, as we've spoken about with the CalMag-D previously. It's also important for neuromuscular health, for nerve transmission, for muscle contraction, and relaxin as well. So it prevents that cramping and tension, and that's why it's also so good, as I say, this particular product, for sleep as well. It helps you relax. So the synergy with calcium is that it works in balance with the calcium to maintain the bone density and prevents imbalance of the minerals. We find that magnesium deficiency is quite common and also linked to reduced bone density and muscle weakness. So this multi-form of the magnesium is particularly valuable for bone health and neuromuscular health as well. And then the product Full Motion. This is really important for joint flexibility and bone mobility. The blend of the botanicals, and it has a blend of your herbs, this bromelain, white willow, and boswellia extract, which are all anti-inflammatory. And then it also has the zinc, boron, and silica, all things as a hugely beneficial combination to keeping your joints healthy. And where the glucosamine comes in is that's incredibly important for the cartilage structure. And the cartilage structure is what helps your joints move smoothly over each other so that there's not that grinding, and it keeps everything healthy and working well. So it's absolutely vital. And the thing to remember about it, the source of the glucosamine is in actual fact shellfish like lobster, shrimp, and crayfish. Absolutely pure, but again, just to be aware of it. I personally am supposed to have a shellfish allergy, but I use Full Motion and I have no problem with it. But it's just to be aware of it. And if people do have a shellfish allergy, just be aware there is a potential problem that could arise being allergic to that. It provides the collagen support, and that is really important for the connective tissue integrity, and again to make sure that there isn't the friction and you've got that smooth oiling between the bones and so on, and that things are working effectively and not painful and inflamed. Good again to take with meals. It's better absorbed in that way. And the synergistic blend of those botanical extracts, the bromelain, coming from pineapple, white willow from the white willow, and boswellia from the boswellia plant, all are powerfully anti-inflammatory, and they reduce stiffness, they aid bone remodeling, and enable far healthier joint health. Then that combination again with Full Motion and using things like chelated CalMag and omega-3 are a powerful combination and comprehensive solution for bone and joint health in the long term. Great to use them all together, works incredibly well. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the vegan D and the omega-3 here. As far as bone health is concerned, the vegan D is a plant-based source of vitamin D that we have. Again, fairly low dose, but it works synergistically with the CalMag for good bone support as well. And then when you bring in and combine that with the omega-3, you have the synergy with where vitamin D enhances the calcium absorption, omega-3 reduces the bone degradation through its anti-inflammatory effect, and together all of those products support both bone density and the structural resilience of our joint and skeletal system. So great products to use together. I want to thank you very much, and I hope that that you've gleaned from that and that it has been valuable to you. If there are any questions and so on, you're very welcome. You can message me, you can ask Monica, and if I can answer them or where I can, I definitely will help you, or I'll certainly find the answers if I don't have them. But yeah, I hope that you found the presentation useful today. And again, just understanding how important both cardiovascular health and our bone health, basically our skeletal system, are two factors which contribute hugely, not only to us having a healthier and better life, but also to having a longer life, because those things, both of them, can be terminal from perspective of having heart attacks, strokes, and so on. Bone density, once your bone density gets to the point where your bones are fragile, that even a small fall causes a break. And as I say, particularly bones like the hip and big bones of the legs, those things can become life-threatening at the end of the day. So incredibly valuable. And again, all of these products, as we've spoken about them, can be used synergistically for these two different areas of our health. So thank you very much again, and yeah, I hope that's been helpful and stuff that you can really use. Thanks very much. Ciao.